Welcome, Matrics, to 2021. What an exciting year to be in your final schooling career, and I hope it's going to be a good one. We're going to have some bumps along the way, but it's nothing we can't handle. So the first thing we're going to look at is an overview of legislation. So you can see in front of you, there's a mind map. So what you're going to need to know about legislation this year is that there are 8 different acts. So legislation really means what are the laws. So there are 8 laws that we are going to study. And the first thing that we need to know about each act is what is the purpose? You're going to have to explain, describe, or discuss the purpose of each of these 8 acts. There is a common thread that runs through all these acts, and that is that it redresses the imbalances of the past. The next thing we need to know is what is the impact of the act. So in other words, what are the positives and negatives? However, they're not going to ask the question, what is the impact, but rather they're going to say, what is the effectiveness of this act on businesses? So in other words, what are the positives? What are the negatives? And there's a little acronym you can use to remember the negatives that basically apply to all the acts. And that acronym is CAT. C standing for it's costly. It costs you money to make sure that you comply with the act. There's an administrative burden, so it takes time to fill out all the documents and make sure that you are fulfilling this act completely. And the T stands for time consuming. So there's my CAT. The next thing that they want you to do is to be able to explain and discuss what non-compliance is. So what is it that a business does that is not complying with the act? They also want to know what are the penalties or the consequences for not complying. All right? So these are ones that generally you can apply to all the acts. You are fined a certain amount of money. You may face imprisonment if you don't follow the law that is put there. And they could even shut your business down. And the last thing they want to know is what things do you do in your business that is considered discriminatory in terms of the act that is there. So this is really a really big section, and it's the first section of Matric. So what's nice is you get to practice and study this over and over in term 1, term 2, and then in your trials, and then in the finals again. So wishing you all the best, and that is a very brief overview of legislation.